I met a gypsy.
Yeah, dude. No, I find that shit funny. So do you think that you could have won the championship in 18, like not on Alden's program? Like, was it super instrumental into you getting to the level that you're at now?
Yeah, I will say after 2017, I was really, really having a hard time with the whole program over there and stuff like that. And in that off season before 18, I spent a lot of it in California. And I know that was not like a big
That
thing.
didn't go down well, huh?
And it was kind of like frowned upon. But I was able, and I really was like, I was kind of focusing on really enjoying myself. I was trying to bring back a level of enjoyment to it that I thought was going to help me be happy and progress. And I was able to come to AusX. I was doing that race. I did Geneva. And those are kind of like, it's kind of a little vacation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, the races are professional and they're awesome. But for us to just be able to get away from what we're doing in the week, that was nice to do that type of stuff. And then I showed up to the first round and I was like, I felt ready, you know? And then I went back to Florida during the East Coast and it was still wearing on me, just the whole program and everything. But yeah, I think that the level of fitness that I had from years past and even that year and stuff like that, I think that the work ethic that, you know, obviously if you leave Alden's, you don't do less. You know, you always have that, you have that like thing in the back of your head, like this is what I did for this success. So I move it around, but I still, even to this day, have a very similar program, you know, I ride the same days and stuff like that. But I think if I didn't work with him, I would have still done really well, maybe still won. But I think that championship came from the previous 3 years of work. More so than that year, you know, and the way my brain worked and how much heart I put into my riding and everything.
Yeah. So you said before about like vulnerability at the track. So it's like you want to be able to show when you're struggling, almost like you want to be able to wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit more and not have to feel like people are going to use that against you in a way. Like, is that kind of the feeling?
Well, it's tough because, you know, at that point I was racing Marvin for the championship and Marvin was the guy training right next to me at Alden's. So if you showed any weakness in that, had to be a little bit of confidence towards him, you know? And even if it wasn't, in my head, I felt like it was. And that's nothing personal. And the hard part is like that stuff gets in between, you know, me and Marv being friends or even thinking about being friends, because it's just tough, you know, dude, there's a lot on the line. We dream about being a Supercross champion our whole life. And to be next to the guy that's challenging you and you're supposed to do motos and you're showing him everything you got. In 18, I maybe went about this kind of like an asshole, but I was like, I ain't fucking riding with him. Like I was just straight up, you know. And now I think about it. Well, I won the championship, so we're pumped on that. But if I would have ridden with him and not won the championship, I'd have been like, fuck, you know. But
really?
So yeah, it just wears on you, you know.
So did you like go to them and say like, hey, we got to structure this shit different. I ain't doing motos with him. I'll do motos with him, and him, but not him.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I told Alden that. Yeah, but it was still it sucked though, because me and Marv still had to go to the gym together. We had to do road rides together. So it was still just, it was what it was, but I knew how much was on the line, and I knew if I didn't say that feeling and I held that feeling and I wasn't being honest with myself. So yeah, it's tough, but at the same time, I'm like, I wouldn't have changed it, you know?
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Marvin. Dude, trust me, that guy puts his heart into his riding and he deserves every bit of success he gets.
And
you know?
probably one of the nicest dudes ever.
Yeah, he really is nice. And it's weird right now because like I see Marvin on the line and it's kind of weird, but we have like this little bit of banter to where I feel like we're cool with each other, you know? And that's a cool thing, you know? I don't know if he feels the same way, but I kind of feel that a little bit, but but that whole little series, that 2018 one was tough for me, and that wore on me for years past.
Yeah. So what was it about riding with him that made you like, what was the edge that felt like you were giving up if you rode with him?
Okay, so I read this book and it was about overspeeding, and it's a process of training, and like baseballers use this, and they basically, obviously when they are hitting balls in the batting cage, they turn the speed up, so they're used to hitting it at like fucking 105, and the pitchers be pitching it at like 8 miles an hour. So I was like, well, if I'm faster than him, I'm teaching him how to be as fast as me, you know? And that's what Alden's whole new process is right now. And I feel like once the top guys get to a certain level, they're very similar, you know? So to win, I feel like it's more of like a chess match in a sense, you know? Like you're just like, you're trying to figure each other out, but you really are the same speed. And I'm like, I just want to be better all the time, and I don't want to help him be any faster than what he is, because if I'm faster one day and I teach him how to be as fast as me, because you can really learn a lot from following a guy, I was like, I don't want to do that. You know, like that's just another added stress that I could eliminate from my my head. So I think that was a big reason, and that's what I thought. Yeah.
Dude, it's a fucking ball of play though, you know, like, and to have the confidence in yourself, and it's like, I mean, I say it all the time. Like, I think Coop won those 2 championships that Coop won. Like, he won that off big dick energy. It's just like that's a thing in sport. Like, you think Tom Brady is gonna do shit on the field or like in the practice room or with the coaching staff that's like not about Tom Brady. Like, unfortunately, that's the ego that needs to go into racing to like be successful. But then it becomes a balancing act of like, if you go super far to the right of like ego fucking centric and I'm like me, then you've kind of got to be able to balance that out, because this dude is a fucking dick. But it's like, it sort of is what it is when it comes to being the top tier dude in a sport. You know, you kind of just got to like make those calls that are for you and sort of fuck everybody else in a sense.
Coop kind of cracks me up, because he be constantly just trying to play like these. I mean, I think he's actually kind of calmed down a little bit with it, but those years where he was like 2019, oh, you know, he was like, he's cutthroat. He really is cutthroat, ruthless. And he will say anything. Yeah, like I remember being at Salt Lake, and he got second in the championship behind Tomac, but he would be saying some shit on the line all the time, and I was like, this guy is kind of funny. Like, and it's funny because like for me, I'm like I think it's funny. Like, I think a lot of other guys like get really cracked up
rattled
at it,
by it.
And yeah. Rattled or not, I mean, he still kicked my ass a lot of those nights when he was talking crap, so I can't really say anything, but I thought it was pretty funny.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.